Citizens Eye here today at the Community News Cafe down in the High Cross in Leicester, and I've got with me
Ethan, and I'm 12.
John, I'm 45.
And I'm Elliot, and I'm 11.
Right, just catching up with the guys today to find out about their involvement in the Journals Project. Can you tell us a bit about what you've been doing with the Journals Project?
Well, this weekend we went to Cannons Ashby because it was a Victorian weekend, and we did lots of activities like filmmaking and interviewing people.
Great. Ethan, what was your favourite bit about the weekend?
There were loads of tents with people that had come in to sell stuff that was like this guy that made spoons out of wood and stuff. That was good. And I like the tent.
Great. John, Citizens Eye, how are they involved with supporting journals?
Citizens Eye is a community news agency, covers the city and the county, and one of the 20 volunteer-run news agencies we've got is called Wave and The Two. And The Two is basically the young people's news agency. It's got the Wave newspaper, it's got a young radio bit to it, a young TV bit to it, and filmmaking and stuff like that. And all of the young reporters that we've got involved in the Wave newspaper and Wave Club and the Whatbox projects we run with in partnership with Tina Barton from Whatbox Participation Consultants are all signed up to the Journals Project, which is part of the Cultural Olympiad that the Mighty Creatives.
Yeah, and what kind of things are you involved with coming up to 2012 then, John?
Well, what we're doing at Phoenix Square, we've got the go-ahead to take over the Phoenix Square for 9 months. So on Tuesday the 17th of January we'll be launching a 9-month-long community media centre covering 2012. We'll be the largest independent media hub in the world during 2012. We're focusing very much on things like the values, the Olympic and the Paralympic values, not just the sport. So there'll be a whole rolling programme of things going on. And what we'd like to do is, and the reason we've made this film today for the people at the board meeting of the journals, is to explain a little bit about that. We'd like to take on the project as a legacy when it finishes in December 2012, simply because what we're doing is we're taking everything we've done since 2008 and the Special Olympics and all that kind of stuff, all of stuff next year. We're going to set up a virtual museum of citizens journalism in Leicester and Leicestershire, and it'll be a regional element to it as well. And we just thought it'd be really good if we've got young journalists and stuff that are involved in Wave and making media. The Journals Project, anyone involved in that could become the young archivists for the Museum of Citizens Journalism, so it's a new way of doing that kind of stuff, so it should be quite interesting.
Just going to ask the boys again, do you really like getting involved with the journalism side of things, Elliot?
Yeah, I really enjoy it because you can meet new people, and I think it's really fun interviewing people because I don't know, I'm not camera shy or anything, so I don't mind getting up and talking to people.
Good.
I think I get it from my dad.
And how about you, Ethan?
Yeah, it's fun because you can talk to people and interview people with the cameras and
You did quite a lot of camera work, didn't you, over the weekend with Keith Allett and George? You enjoyed that?
Yeah. I'd just like to ask, you two, you're really good with the computers, aren't you, and using social media already. Do you think it's going to get more and more for young people involved in that?
Yeah. Lately, lots of young people have been using Facebook, but I don't think that children yet should be having Twitter and stuff, because I don't think that they're old enough and they won't use it. Well, not be silly on it, but not know how to use it.
Yeah. I think a really important part of this could be younger people helping older people use this kind of stuff, because there's been times when both of you two have helped me use my computer, haven't you?
Yeah.
John, what do you think about young people using this kind of stuff more?
I think it's really good, actually. It was interesting to hear Elliot say that about Facebook and Twitter. I would say exactly the same about any age group, to be honest. People they do 7 tweets because they get a Twitter account and then kind of run out of things to say. And it's funny enough, I was talking to the police yesterday about a pilot project we're trying to do here for 6 months about it's working out what it is you want to say first, and then whether Twitter gives you the audience that's ready for your message. If it isn't, then don't go on Twitter. You know, it's not life or death type thing. You know, whereas Facebook, I think at the moment, it was interesting. It got raised in a meeting about like, you know, the 100,000 people a month that are leaving Facebook, and therefore is it over? Well, no, I said they're the 100,000 people that were on it before we even knew what it was, or moving on to the next best thing. You know, whether it's Google Plus or whatever. You know, Facebook will be around for a long time and it will mature, and that's why every one of our 20 news agencies has a Facebook page as the lowest common denominator.
Yeah.
And then some have a blog, some have a newsletter, some have a website, but they've all got a Facebook page, because that's the best way, I think, at the moment, of anyone who is computer savvy, if you like, of finding out information. Obviously the Citizens Eye website is there, but it's about getting young people interested in museums and, you know, and archives and things like that.
Yeah.
We've had some great away day trips with A.D. Durning from the Journals Project, you know, to Nottingham Castle and that kind of stuff. We went to a great museum down in Milton Keynes. You know, we're literally, you know, the day before, a couple of weeks before, we've been to a museum where they weren't allowed to touch anything. So we kind of read the kids the riot act in the car park, and we went in there, and the guy said, right, the first thing, you've got to pick everything up and touch everything. It was a fantastic museum, and I think kids don't need LCD projectors and light shows and levers to pull, not like the Science Museum necessarily, if it's done in the right ways.
Yeah, and just one last thing to finish on. The word legacy still has a few people baffled.
Dear,
What's your interpretation?
Well, it won't be me in a suit and tie talking about how great I am, put it that way. I think the most important thing about what we're trying to do with our project is legacy should be a living thing that carries on. So yeah, there's great stuff that goes on, but then people should be able to see what we've done over the last 3 years, linking Leicester together in 2009, the Special Olympics and the Olympics and the Paralympics. So I think to create a virtual museum of citizens journalism across, like, you know, 10, 15, 20 different venues in Leicester, all knitted together with an iPhone app and then reaching out into the region, is a much better way of having legacy. You know, and taking on the Journals Project for young archivists, suddenly it becomes something that's really kind of cool and interesting in being involved in. And I know Margaret Bonney, you know, I think Margaret Bonney's an incredibly cool lady, and, you know, has archived copies of Wave and stuff like that. So to work with people like Margaret going forward, because again, they all want young people to get interested in archives and stuff, because that's how they'll survive things like cuts.
John, Elliot, Ethan, thanks a lot.